I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Ha Rakah Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well and Shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, may you endure unto the end. Shalom wa Abba Babal, Abba Babal. This is James 5 verse 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth, which is a farmer, waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth. He and had long patience for it, until he received the early and later rain. Which I looked it up, and what the farmer does as he waits is he makes sure there's a standard, whether it's watering, whether it's nutrients, whether it's protection to the field. Okay, he's always setting a standard every day, making sure that it's in a healthy state. It says, be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. And I want to cross-reference that word, establish your hearts, that phrase. Establish your hearts. It says, wait on Yahweh, Psalm 27, verse 14. Wait on Yahweh, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on Yahweh. So it says, for the coming, this is the phrase cross-referenced, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. This one here is Philippians 4 verse 5. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. So, moderation is not giving yourself over to really anything, but to walk fairly in these scriptures. It says in Hebrews 10 verse 25, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more. So even much more now that we get closer to the last days, as ye see the day approaching. Verse 26, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. All right? So this is what it means to be established, your hearts. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. When you go into that word establish, it says to make stable, place firmly, set, fast, fix, to strengthen, to render consent, confirm one's mind. And what? It says in a certain direction, establish. All right? Which is every day. Steadfast. To establish. See, to a standard, it says to wait money, right? Money back then was gold and silver. So there was a standard that was set, a law of what the money was supposed to weigh. All right? And that's what's happening right now. With the men of the Lord, they're setting up that standard. Once again, same thing. See, to the weight of money. And that's why it says to study to show thyself approved. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, which means your weights are accurate, right? Your breakdowns are accurate. That word approve. Documents, which he was dealing with the weight of money, which it tells you there was, but some money changers were men of integrity who would accept no counterfeit money. And that's what the men of the Lord are doing. We're standing watch, okay, for false philosophies. All right, but what is the standard? It's the scriptures. This is what teaches us how to think, of how to be an opinion. See, how to judge, how, and it says a spiritual man judgeth all things. See, to think. See, to think. All right, here it is in 1 Corinthians 2, verse 15. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet himself is judged of no man. Because he's proactive. You see, he's going to be on top of it. Just like a good farmer. He's going to be aware of the state of his crop. Or a good shepherd, he's going to be aware of the state of his flock. There's going to be a standard of health that the farmer or the shepherd is going to be trying to strive for, right? Which is really perfection. And the Lord gave us that standard with Yahushua as that example. But just to show in Romans 7, verse 14, it says, For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin, and that's why we fall. A righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. All right, Proverbs 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief, because there's no standard for him. But the just man, having that standard, right, just being perfect, all right, even though he falls, he knows where to get back up to. But the wicked, they have no standard of returning. It says, Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth. Which is talking about the Israelites, right? Because we rejoice in the downfall of Esau's kingdom. But it's talking about, Israelites. Lest the Lord see it, Yahweh see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. And what began to examine. It says in 18, let's get 19. It says, Lest the Lord Yahweh see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. See, to do what? Examine the one that's rejoicing in the Israelite falling, which it tells you, just like now in Lamentations 4, verse, see, because Esau's rejoicing at our suffering, and the Lord's going to look at them and see what they've been doing. It says in Lamentations 4, verse 21, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, Thou that dwelleth in the land of Uz, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken. Thou shalt make thyself naked, which their shame is going to be revealed as the devil. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, which we sinned, so we were put in slavery. But now that we repent through Yahushai, we've accomplished our slavery. Excuse me. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, right? The wicked deeds of the Edomites. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins, which it tells you in Ezekiel 35. It says, I'll start at 1. It says, Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, which was the original home of the so-called white race, the red devils, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the supreme power Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the sons of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and in the time that their iniquity had an end. So instead of letting us go, they want to come down with great wrath, right, knowing that they have a short time. So the Lord's going to punish them for this wicked thought and action that they're going to actually partake in. Therefore, as I live, saith the supreme power Yahweh, to his son Yahushua, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Like it says in Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. See, that's the punishment of them looking down on us Israelites and our suffering, and not helping us, right? Because they're supposed to be the twin brother to Jacob, but instead they're actually trying to destroy us, right? They're trying to weaken us, right? They're trying to enslave us forever. It says, Obadiah verse 8, Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? Once again, Edom means red. It's the biblical name of the so-called white race. And understanding out of the mount of Esau. Esau is the forefather of the so-called white race. And thy mighty men, O T-men, shall be dismayed, which was the wisest of their nation, was the tribe of T-men, and they're dismayed because the technology that we have through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is greater than theirs. Their technology is flesh. Ours is spiritual. So they're dismayed at it, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So this is why the Lord hates Esau. And he knew Esau was like this because he created him to be like this. It says in Romans 9 and 11, For the sons, Esau and Jacob, being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh through his son Yahushai according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, which it's all according to the prophecy. It was said unto her, The elder shall serve the younger, which Esau is the elder, the younger is Jacob, the Israelite. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh and his son Yahushai? Yahweh and his son Yahushai forbid. No. Why? Because look at the history of the so-called white race and what they've done to the so-called Negro. Latino, and Native American Indian. And this includes even other nations throughout the world because we've been scattered throughout the world. But this devil, the so-called white race, right? They fucking destroyed all these nations. They go in there and they rape them, rob them, and murder them. Isaiah 14, it tells you right here, verse 4, Isaiah 14 and 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb, which is the prophecy against the king of Babylon, talking about the elite of the so-called white race, and say, how had the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke, talking about that red devil, the so-called white race. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. So you're going to have how to pay, all right? You're going to go into slavery under the Israelites, but even these other nations are going to want a pound of flesh because of the wickedness that you put upon them, weakening their nations. It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So we could rejoice at the downfall of the so-called white race, but we're not supposed to rejoice at the downfall of an Israelite that's in this truth. All right? But once again, Esau, he's going to be destroyed, and he's going to be that example of what happens to you when you live a lawless life. All praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the elect, Wa Ba Ba Ba.